News 9 is everywhere. This is News 9 Tonight.
Tonight's top story, a family home is a total loss following a fire in the Elm Grove area of Wheeling. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jamie Baker.
And I'm Dylan Cleland. News 9's Olivia Zinn was on scene and has the latest tonight.
An Elm Grove home set ablaze Monday evening, causing injuries to 2 residents and 1 dog. First responders and Wheeling Police Department responded to a call that came in around 5 p.m.
The original call came in as an explosion. The first companies in had heavy smoke showing and a lot of fire showing.
Flames from the Upper Power Avenue house were visible for nearly 2 hours. The home was deemed a total loss. Both residents were taken to Wheeling Hospital for medical treatment. A dog was taken in by the Ohio County Dog Warden. Chief Jim Blazer says that due to the fire occurring in a populated area, others were there to help in the process.
We're taking statements from the neighbors around that saw things when it started.
Many areas like the garage door saw severe damage. I spoke with one neighbor who says that the home had been remodeled less than 5 years ago. Another neighbor said the explosion sounded just like a firecracker. Officials say it might take some time before they know any answers.
Due to the condition of the structure right now, it's going to be very difficult for our investigator to get in there and do any kind of investigation. So,
at this time, the cause is unknown and is currently under investigation. For now, reporting in Elm Grove, I'm Olivia Zinn for News 9.
The American Red Cross of the Ohio River Valley will be hosting a free community preparedness program this Wednesday from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. 2 trainings will be offered, one to be Red Cross ready, preparing others on how to respond mid-disaster. Another administers hands-only CPR, a form that gives continuous chest compressions. The CPR class is non-certified. This will be the first time that classes in this form are offered in the Ohio Valley.
This is a wonderful class for the layman to know how to help sustain a life in the event of a cardiac arrest until professionals can get there.
The training will be held at 193 29th Street in downtown Wheeling. Reservations are not required.
November is approaching, and that means the end of the road construction season is coming soon, but there are still some work zones drivers need to be aware of. Lauren Burrell from ODOT says that the Ohio Valley still has a few construction projects that will be wrapping up in the next couple of weeks, but the Mingo Junction hillside blasting along Route 7 will be ongoing. That project has a completion in a couple of years. Along with that, the fall is a time where drivers still need to be aware of the road hazards as crews finish up work for the season.
Doesn't mean that all the orange barrels are going to disappear. We'll of course have some carryover projects, which includes the State Route 7 side repair there in Mingo Junction. And then we also have the Lincoln Avenue work, which is wrapping up. We shouldn't see those barrels all winter long. But for the most part, the majority of our projects are nearing completion. It's very critical, especially in terms of pavement. Temperature is really important. And, those asphalt plants are going to start to shut down once we see those colder temperatures. So it is really important that we get these projects in and completed while those asphalt plants are still open.
Burrell says that the projects in the area are scheduled to be finished this year and that are still on schedule.
Toronto City Council passed a resolution to allow the City of Toronto Fire Department to be in a contract with Knox Township Board of Trustees and their fire department. This will allow Toronto's fire department to take over fire service in Knox Township.
Knoxville Fire Department came to us due to a decline in volunteer firefighters, which is across the board. They seen they had a problem. They asked us if we want to merge departments to make a better situation for both Knox Township and the City of Toronto.
Boyd said they have been giving mutual aid for about a year now, but the city had to come to an agreement to allow the City of Toronto Fire Department to take possession of all Knoxville Fire Department's equipment and property.
Severe Weather Team 9 coverage for you now as we take a live look outside through the lens of our tower cam. Pretty good Monday.
Pretty good Monday, and it looks like for those people who aren't a big fan of the fall and falling temperatures, it's going to be a pretty good midweek, Nathan Shutt.
Yeah, absolutely. Temperatures are really ramping up, and even these overnight lows ramping up as well. We talk a lot about these warm afternoons, but these overnight lows are even closer to our average high by the time we extend into this weekend. So especially coming off of how cold it was this morning, it's almost a bigger warm up for these overnight lows, and that is thanks to an increase in cloud cover. Now, it's not tonight, it's tomorrow night that we get that increase in cloud cover. Tonight's still going to be rather chilly start to tomorrow, just not quite as cold. We likely avoid that frost for most of us. It'll be more of the sheltered valleys that could still get some patchy frost in spots, but in terms of any widespread frost, it's not likely as temperatures are going to hold more upper 30s, if not closer again to that 40-degree mark. So certainly still cold, just not as cold as what we had for this morning. Then tomorrow, a big warm up in the afternoon, temperatures topping off around 70 degrees, unseasonably warm, still abundant sunshine again tomorrow. By Wednesday is when we get that increase in cloud cover. Again, we even get it overnight into the day on Wednesday. Our temperatures still topping off just in the 70s Wednesday afternoon. It's that Wednesday morning, our low temperatures are even going to be in the 50s, so it's an even much warmer start to your day on Wednesday. And while we're dealing with these unseasonably warm temperatures into the weekend, that story changes next week. We are tracking a big cool down, not only into Halloween, but also into November. So stay tuned. We'll track just how much we cool down in your 9+1 day forecast ahead.
Coming up on News 9 tonight, we have more on the upcoming Senior Health Expo at the Follansbee Community House.
You are watching News 9 Tonight with Dylan Cleland, Jamie Baker, and meteorologist Nathan Shutt. This is News 9 Tonight. Here's a live look at the Highlands from the lens of Tower Cam 9 atop the Robinson Auto Group.
While Election Day is set for November 7th, early voting in Ohio began October 11th, and it's already off to a great start. According to the Jefferson County Board of Elections, compared to other off-year elections, turnout has been high, and they only expect it to increase in the next few days and weeks. Board of Elections Director Bob Gale says they believe there to be a few contributing factors to this voter turnout.
No doubt, issue 1 and 2 is the reason that the votes are coming out. Because there's a lot on the election which people don't realize. It's your local elections, your local township, school boards, mayor races, city council races are huge in these off-year elections.
Gale adds, if you do want to come early to vote, they will be open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. all week, but starting next week, their hours will change to 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. For more questions, visit their website. We have a link to that on our website, WTOV9.com.
On Tuesday, the Brooke County Healthcare Coalition and Committee on Aging will be hosting a Senior Health Expo at the Follansbee Community House.
I think what is important to provide them is with resources so that they can make better known decisions about their care, about their living, what resources we have here in the Ohio Valley for them. And so this event will really showcase that with vendors across the board at the event.
So we're going to be doing morning stretches with Brightwood Nursing Center. We will have chair yoga with Taylor Provenzano at 10 o'clock.
The expo will be from 9 a.m. until noon and will include flu and COVID shots. All are welcome to attend and admission is free.
Some exciting news for people waiting for the new Primanti Brothers restaurant location in Weirton. It's getting its finishing touches at St. Thomas and Three Springs Drive.
News 9's Bill Steinbach was at the site today and spoke with officials from the company about the new restaurant and some of what diners can expect for the upcoming opening festivities.
Construction continues and is nearing completion at the site of the new Primanti Brothers restaurant in Weirton on Three Springs Drive ahead of the official opening day, which is slated for Thursday, November 2nd. According to the Primanti Brothers website, the new restaurant in Weirton will be occupying roughly 4,000 square feet in the shopping plaza, where 7,000 square feet overall have been dedicated to new developments. This expansion of Primanti's was first put into motion back in early 2022, and construction began shortly thereafter. The festivities will begin that day at 5 a.m.
We'll start that day with a massive tailgate in the parking lot for the restaurant. We're inviting people to join us, kind of as early as they like. And we'll be there ready to celebrate. We're going to give free sandwiches for a year to the first 100 people who were sort of there with us.
The festivities that morning will include food samples, music, games, and more, all to celebrate the restaurant's expansion into the Ohio Valley with early entry into the restaurant around 10 a.m.
It's a natural extension for us from Pittsburgh. We've got presence in Clarksburg and Morgantown and Wheeling already. So to add Weirton to the West Virginian portfolio is exactly what we're ready to do, and the people of Weirton and Steubenville and the whole Ohio River Valley are excited.
Now again, this restaurant behind me, the new Primanti Brothers location in Weirton, is scheduled to open on Thursday, November 2nd, and you can stay with News 9 as we'll have continued updates as we learn more about the festivities planned for that afternoon. For now, reporting in Weirton, I'm Bill Steinbach, News 9.
Still to come on News 9 tonight, Severe Weather Team 9 meteorologist Nathan Schutt has a complete look at your forecast.
And stay connected with News 9 wherever you go. Like us on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram, and check us out online. It's just another reason why News 9 is everywhere. Fighting in Israel is entering its second week and doesn't look any closer to coming to an end.
Natalie Cabell is living with family in Overland Park, but her husband Ariel Back is still in Israel.
The two lived in Tel Aviv, and while fighting continues, their lives stay split. Grant Stevens reports.
I'm sitting here in Kansas in this very safe location with slow day-to-day life. When I get on a call with him, it's, pulling me into an entire different world.
For 2 weeks, Natalie Cabell has lived in two worlds.
Pain and also life in the minute. Literally every single time we FaceTime, a siren is going off and we have to hang up in the middle. He goes to a bomb shelter and then calls me back after.
She's stuck in Overland Park, unable to get home to Israel. Her husband, Ariel Back, is in Jerusalem.
What has it been like adjusting to being so far apart from each other?
It's honestly been extremely tough. It's not just like being without your wife, it's your partner, it's your best friend.
He gives a glimpse into life upended.
People are afraid to go out. We're living in terror. I mean, that's what terror is designed to do, and it's what it's doing.
I asked what it'll be like to see each other again, in person, whenever that is.
There are going to be a lot of tears, I think. There's going to be just like hugging and holding and like not wanting to let go.
Their story is mirrored by hundreds of families across the U.S., separated from family in the Middle East, in the middle of a conflict zone. The hardest part isn't that it's been 2 weeks.
This is not going away.
It's that it's been 2 weeks with no end in sight.
My faith hasn't been shaken, but my faith of like the humanity outside of Israel has been shaken.
And you can help all people of Israel. Sinclair is proud to partner with Magen David Adom for Sinclair Cares Humanitarian Relief for Israel. Your donations will help efforts to bring humanitarian relief and emergency medical services to Israel. To learn how you can help, go to sinclaircares.com or scan the QR code on your screen.
Meteorologist Nathan Schutt, now with your Severe Weather Team 9 forecast.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight. Current temperatures dropping back to the 40s, and we are on our way close to the 30s again for tomorrow morning, but not quite as cold of a start to tomorrow thanks to a few more clouds in the mix, a light southeasterly wind. Our temperatures still, again, it'll be close to the 30s, if not just in the 30s, but outside of some sheltered valleys. By the large part, we avoid frost. Again, it's probably going to stay more isolated, any patchy frost we do see extending into tomorrow morning. Certainly not going to be as cold of a start to your Tuesday. And plenty of sunshine yields another warm up in the afternoon. Our high temperatures topping off likely around that 70-degree mark. And by Tuesday night is when we get an increase in cloud cover, keeping those overnight lows even in the 50s by Wednesday morning. Despite more clouds spilling into the region, we're likely dry as we do extend through the day Wednesday. It's only a slight chance that we're picking up any shower during the daytime. Futurecast showing a couple right near us. It's possible, but it's a very slight chance, a low chance that we're picking up any any rain. We're likely dry. A much better chance to stay dry as we go through your Wednesday. Our high temperatures topping off just in the 70s, and we'll be saying temperatures likely 70 plus, not only for tomorrow, but over the next 5 days. And our warmest day will come into Friday. At that point, high temperatures topping off closer to the mid 70s. Temperatures do take a dive down. It's not going to be a drastic drop off this weekend or into Monday, but you'll notice, especially by the start of November, there's a good chance our high temperatures have fallen into the 40s. And at that point, we're getting back close to values that we had for this morning at that point, looking ahead into the latter part of next week. And even for Halloween, likely dealing with a bit of a cool down. It certainly can be chilly there into the evening hours on Halloween for trick-or-treat, but up until that point, an unseasonably warm stretch of weather is ahead. Not quite record-breaking, but still unseasonably warm, and we're close to above average on pretty much on par with what we had at the beginning of the month. It's just averages have fallen off, so we're still looking at 10 plus degrees above normal, which is exactly what we had at the start of the month with our stretch of 80s. But as averages are dropping off, it turns into more of a stretch of 70s. But still, unseasonably warm start to the month, unseasonably warm into the month as well. Again, we do get a bit of a cool down before technically the month ends, right? But you get the idea. A lot of this last week of October is going to be unseasonably warm. And the day closest to where we'll be dealing with closest to record high temperatures, still a handful of degrees off, but the day closest will be this Friday. High temperatures, mid 70s, those record highs. For the Wheeling area, 79 degrees. That came in 1947. Now, our rain threat during this stretch, we already mentioned Wednesday, how it's a slight chance, but it's doubtful, right? Much better odds that we stay dry. It's doubtful we're dealing with any of those showers, but that slight chance exists. I would say it returns then on Friday, especially going into Friday evening, and then the rain threat will pick up from there going into the weekend. You'll notice a difference from the past few weekends. It's not the fact that we're dry, because we're seeing more showers this weekend yet again. The big difference is that with respect to what is the wettest day. As we've seen the past couple of weekends, the wettest day has been Saturday. Not the case this weekend. The wettest day is likely to be Sunday, and Saturday is going to be a bit drier with respect to Sunday. The chance for a few showers there turn to likely showers by Sunday, Monday, and a good chance, I think, for the showers to carry over into next Tuesday for Halloween. Then the start of the new month, we should start to see the drier weather return along with even cooler temperatures.
Going to be keeping an eye on next Tuesday. I know we're a bit out, but I'm sure a lot of people would like a dry Halloween night.
Yeah, we'll map out the rain. I think the chance is there, I would say. I don't think it's a guarantee that we're getting a wash out there for the Halloween. I think the chance is there for enough dry times that kids get out and enjoy trick-or-treating. But I think one thing is looking more certain is the cool down. I still think it's going to be a pretty chilly trick-or-treat time for the kids.
They can deal with it.
Get out the jackets.
We all did.
Yeah, we all did.
Thank you, Nathan. Still to come here on News 9 tonight, 2 grants were handed out to Ohio County schools to help keep the music playing.
Hey everyone, Jacob Elordi is my guest tonight. Plus, we have Julius Randle from the New York Knicks and stand-up from Leslie Liao. It's a great show tonight.
You're looking through the lens of our Belmont County Tower Cam, sponsored by Whiteside Chevrolet Buick GMC in St. Clairsville.
With the opening of the Wellsburg Bridge, many businesses in the area have seen an increase in customers. The Wells Township Haunted House is one of the businesses benefiting, as their opening on September 22nd followed the bridge's opening 2 days prior. President of the Haunted House, Sean Norman, says this has only helped expand and broaden their horizons and also helps with staff commutes.
The bridge has definitely helped the turnout that we've seen over this month for sure. The Wellsburg, Brooke County, Ohio County crowd, certainly it's shaved off several, you're talking half an hour, 45 minutes saves, drive time saved by the people that are coming over from that side of the river.
And if you want to stop by and get a good scare, they are open Friday and Saturday through the first weekend of November.
2 VH1 Save the Music Foundation grants were given to Ohio County schools. Warwood and Tridelphia Middle Schools are the new recipients of $40,000 worth of instruments. Each will be receiving an assortment of instruments, including 8 flutes, 11 clarinets, 6 trumpets, 4 trombones, 3 alto saxophones, and a whole percussion line.
These kids deserve everything that we can give them. The governor teaches me this: if we're going to have a future, we have to build their future. And you do that through strong academics, strong athletics, and more important than anything, strong arts.
The schools should see the instruments by August.
Still to come on News 9 tonight, both high schools in the city of Steubenville were in action tonight in boys soccer district semis. Jack Hillgrove has the highlights after the break.
From the Weirton Medical Center's sports desk, Jack Hillgrove, now with News 9 Sports.
Good evening. Semifinals tonight in boys district soccer. Both schools in the city of Steubenville still alive. The Big Red Boys taking on John Glenn in the district semis in Division 2 at St. Clairsville. 10 minutes into the game, off the corner, Matt Lute, a good move, a right-legged kick, and a goal. 1-0 Big Red. Again, 10 minutes into the ball game, and the Big Red defense would stand tall throughout the first half. Brady DeNovo says get that one out of there, redirecting one away from the net. And then later in the first half, Luke DeNovo clearing one away from harm's way. Several saves in this one from Robbie Lucas for Steubenville as well. 4 goals in the second half from Steubenville. 2 of those 4 in half number 2 from Cole Bowers. Big Red wins 5-2. They face Riverview in the Division 2 East District title game Wednesday at 6:30 at Cambridge. In Division 3, Steubenville Central taking on Tusky Valley. Daniel Bolster a header to put the Crusaders up 2-1. And keeper Tom Belageron would have himself a second half. Saves all over the place. One batted away over the crossbar, and this one diving. And that would be enough for the Crusaders to go on to win 2-1. They will face Berlin Highland on Wednesday for the Division 3 East District crown. Game time 6:30 at Sandy Valley. Well, this weekend, Ohio State, they picked up a big win at home over Penn State, and wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. took home some hardware. He was named the Big Ten Co-Offensive Player of the Week for his 11-catch, 162-yard and 1-touchdown performance against the undefeated number 7 Nittany Lions. His touchdown there ended up being the eventual game winner in the fourth quarter that put the Bucs up 20-6. 9 of Harrison's 11 receptions resulted in first downs. He also became the first player in program history to have 5 games of 160 yards or more receiving, and through 7 games this season, he's top 10 in the nation in yards per game and average yards per game and total receiving yards. The Bucs still undefeated. You can watch them this Saturday night at 7:30 on WTOV 9 as they're taking on first-year head coach and former Cincinnati coach Luke Fickell and the Wisconsin Badgers. Kickoff again set for 7:30. On Friday, a key matchup in the Mountain State for Bordas and Bordas Friday night rivals. Brook visiting Weir High, a 7 p.m. kickoff live on Comet. Monday Night Football, the 49ers, the Vikings. Check out this play from former Pitt receiver Jordan Addison, ripping the ball away from Charvarius Ward, 60 yards for a touchdown. You thought it might have been an interception, but Addison had other plans. Minnesota picking up a much-needed win over the Niners, 22-17, an upset. In both AL and NL Championship Series tonight in the big leagues, Arizona forcing a Game 7 against the Phillies, a 5-1 winner over Philadelphia tonight. Game 7 tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And Texas, this one wrapping up on Fox 9 just minutes ago, sending the Astros packing. An 11-4 winner for Texas. The Rangers on to the World Series. And the first round of the high school football playoffs in the state of Ohio are set. First round matchups, well, they've been scrolling at the bottom of your screen. A full list of those Ohio Valley first round games. You can find it on our website at WTOV9.com.
Not as cold of a start to tomorrow with those low temperatures closer to 40 degrees. Still chilly though, and from that chilly start, our high temperatures topping off warmer near that 70 degree mark. Plenty of sunshine again tomorrow. Look for an increase in cloud cover tomorrow night, keeping those overnight lows even warmer, likely holding into the 50s for a low temperature, extending into Wednesday morning. From there, high temperatures still topping off just into the 70s, although we'll be dealing with a lot more cloud cover. Only a slight chance for any rain for Wednesday.
And that'll do it for this edition of News 9 Tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. You can always look for updates on our website, WTOV9.com.
News 9 Sunrise begins at 5 a.m. Until then, have an enjoyable night.